Scott, and this is From Beater to Better. It's an old Taylor with lots of cracks. It's from 1993, El Cajon, California. And you can tell it's old when it has a one-piece neck. All one-piece mahogany, no scarf joints. And the serial number starts with 93. It's 93070-113. Let's look at these ugly cracks, man. And when poly finishes crack, they're not just ugly, they're effing ugly. Fugly. Okay, I prop the guitar up like this so you can see this. Big old crack right there. And then back here we have one big long crack right there. Let's start down here. I think I'll lock it down into this workstation here because I can swivel it easily, work on from different angles.
Well, we'll get started with this StewMac Deluxe Scraper. It makes real quick work of these cracks. I just want to carve out sort of a little canyon for the glue boost to fall down into. I'll use the Glue Boost Master Glue Ultra Thin for my first little coating. And then I'm going to put this C-clamp or sound hole clamp over it with a piece of plexi in between, and I'm going to try to smash. Well, I'm going to try to level it out. It seemed like the right side was higher than the left side as you're looking at it here. So I'll put a piece of wax paper in between. Just testing it out. So here's the ultra thin master glue. I'll spray a little bit of the glue dry accelerator on the wax paper and a little bit on the bottom foot of the C-clamp. Then I'll tighten it as tight as I can get it. Let it set for a little while I work on this brass saddle. Lay, lady, lay, lay upon my big brass saddle. I told him I'd try to polish it up for him. I thought maybe it was just, from the guy's palm resting on there, or I guess the player's palm. So I tried a little simple green to no avail. No simple green will clean that. Next, I'll try some naphtha, because the simple green ain't doing shit. Naphtha maybe so, but not quite enough. I found something that works miracles. This stuff right here is this hand cleaner. It's got an abrasive in it. Pumice. It's got pumice in it. Fantastic. I think after I rub this on, I'll wipe it and I'll do some Brasso. But that hand cleaner with pumice, that got a lot of the discoloration off of it. So for a final polish, we'll Brasso it up. And by the time I'm done with this, I'll pull the clamp on that first crack. We'll get filling it up with some Glue Boost fill-in finish, which is the more flexible top coat. It marries up nicely with the polyurethane finish that Taylor used back in the day. When that saddle's looking nice. Lay, lady, lay. Lay upon my brass saddle. And a little half moon of hockey puck down underneath there. Help equalize the pressure. Accelerator. What I do is I spray the paper towel over by the exhaust fan, and then I just leave it over top of it like a little tent for about 30 seconds. Then I rub on it. And then, just to make sure it has a really good cure, I dip my finger in water. I rub water on it. I'll do that. You'll see me do it several times here in a minute. We'll get the acceleration started with the glue dry aerosol, and then we'll get it finished with a little bit of a plain old tap water. Because I do not like the smell of this glue dry. There's some water. Now I'm gonna do some rough sanding with 220. We're going to be going back over this with more of the fill and finish, so I don't have to worry too much about these scratches that I'm putting in. Just trying to level it. This is actually a saddle slotting file, 1/8 inch StewMac saddle slotting file. It has 2 different grits of teeth, rough, coarse, or whatever, and medium. So, sorry about the camera angle. There we go. Just trying to knock it down a little bit and then go over top of it again with some more fill and finish. The reason I'm not using a foam pad to sand with is that it doesn't come out as good. You got to use something really hard, but not too hard. The final be like with these Bufflex pads. This is the fill and finish ultra thin. Actually, I think this is the fill and finish thin. Yeah, this is the thin. It's the thicker one that I'll be using. Again, I had the little tent going on there with the glue dry accelerator on the paper towel. And this is a sparkle paper towel. I know it's a little darker. That crack is, we're always going to see it. It's always going to look a little darker than all the surrounding stuff. If I go messing around with that, I'll probably just make it bigger and worse. So we're just going to live with the fact that it's been damaged. The only way we could reverse this damage is to find a time machine and go back in time before it was damaged. That's not happening. We'll just keep level sanding for a minute here. Now I'm getting out the Kovacs. And now we're getting out the Super Oscilex. This is the 600 grit. And I gotta tell you guys, once you go Once you try this stuff, you'll be amazed at your final finish, due to the fact that it has a very shallow cut. You do have to clean it off quite a bit, and you don't want to be breathing in the dust from this polyester stuff, polyurethane, whatever the hell it is. If you breathe in the fine dust from sanding this stuff, who knows what kind of damage that'll do your lungs. But I just try to like wipe it with wet paper towels, and I vacuum off the sanding dust that's left on the sandpaper. So now I'm switching to the next higher grit, which is 800 grit. I'll go up through all the grits, and then I'll vacuum it off, and I'll wipe the finish off the soundboard with wet paper towels. Now, hopefully none of it gets in my lungs. And so this is vacuuming. And we can reuse them next for the next crack. I went ahead and bought a spare pad for each grit, so I'm not, they're like, what do you call it? Hook and loop. You can just buy one pad and switch the paper on it, but as much as I do this stuff, I don't want to have to do that. From some angles, this crack looks great, and from other angles, it looks dark. Okay, so after wet sanding it with Simple Green and Trizac 3000, I go to the Meguiar's 105 Ultra Cut Compound with the polishing buffer, or the buffing machine. I'm not going to wax it just yet. I'm going to go ahead and move over to this big long crack next, which we're going to end up finding out is a gaping crack all the way through the wood. But it's going to be ready just in time for Christmas, and we don't have time to hydrate the guitar and fix the crack with hot hide glue and cleats inside, and then, do a finish repair over top of all that. We're just going to have to fill everything in with Glue Boost and be done with it. And for a one day's amount of work, you're going to see it's not too bad. It looks light at first after I scrape it. Then I dropped in a little bit of the master glue, ultra thin. Here's my little hold down that presses down up against the end pin. That way it frees up the entire soundboard, so I can work on the soundboard without any hold downs in my way. And it's pretty good. Next, I'm going to try placing some outriggers on this dense foam pad with some 220 grit for level sanding. And the outriggers are just like you would with a razor blade. If you're going to scrape super glue out of a crack, a super glue drop fill on a crack repair, normally take a razor blade and put tape on both ends, which I'm going to do also. After I try this for a minute, I went, wait a minute, I think I should use the razor blade first, then go back to the sandpaper. So after 10 seconds of this, I decided to whip out the razor blade. Razor blade with outrigger tape. Now I got a hockey puck. with 320 grit. This is actually the Super Oscillix 360 grit. This is my first time trying this grit. It's really nice. Now I'll wet sand with the Toll Cut 800 on the Kovac sanding block. It's like a hockey puck. Whee! 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 That was fun. All right. I went over it. I level sanded. I buffed. Now I'm going to wax. I use the McGuire's Cleaner Wax. It's automotive wax. Carnauba. This wax works great on almost any kind of finish. Works great on nitrocellulose lacquer, polyester, polyurethane, shellac, you name it. Okay, now that my two spots, wherever they were, look good, there and there, this spot looks bad. So this one, let's look at that one. So he didn't even ask me to work on this spot, but the rest of the guitar looks so good now. I just want to drop something in there real quick and leave it and string it up. Because this guitar, he's just looking to make it, you know, he's giving it away for Christmas present. And so it doesn't have to be perfect. That's why I'm not stripping the entire guitar and refinishing it or anything. Just spotting a couple, doing a couple little finish touch-ups. So here's a little shellac. See that? I'm going to take this little brush right here. I'm just going to dip it in the shellac. I'm just going to dab it on. And that's it. We're done. We go with these babies. 13 to 56 Polyweb 80/20 bronze. You know those guitar strings that make your fingers feel like you got Vaseline on them. Look at that, they won't even stay coiled up. They're so slinky and slippery and smooth. We got like a Gore-Tex coating on them. It's crazy. Well, that's it, guys. Doesn't have to look perfect like it just rolled off the factory floor. You just wanted a guitar in time for Christmas where you didn't have a crack so big in it you could stick your hand through it. So the only way to do this with is just filling it in with glue boost. We don't have time to hydrate the guitar and try to glue it up with hide glue. It's like I said, as I film this, it's a few weeks before Christmas, but by the time I publish the video, it'll be a week or two after Christmas. As a matter of fact, I think this will be the first video of 2026. So we're starting it off right with a finish repair video. That's the way we started this business, and that's our niche, finish repair. So I think I'll start doing more of these videos. Yeah, not every video needs to be a very long and involved. You know, I'm not trying to make people believe that I'm a miracle worker. This is just real life guitar repair, you know, getting 20 guitars through here a week, and we got to get them in and out. And anybody that expects me to be a miracle worker is living in a fantasy land, because I make my money from these guys that bring me the guitars, not the YouTube videos. Well, the action's a little too low, and the neck is a little too straight. Isn't that something? Let's try to get a shim down in here. One of these black purflings. Yeah. Okay, so for the setup we've got 5/64ths on the bass side and 4/64ths on the treble. That's 2.25 millimeters and 1.75 millimeters. I've got a neck relief of 9/1000ths. We'll see how it plays. We can make some final adjustments in a minute. Well, it's the first YouTube video of the year. I'm glad I was a tailor. Because I like tailors, and I like doing finish repairs. And people like getting finished repairs. Just take a look again. One last look.